It's just been a great experience from the day we got him. Lonnie was very high on him, and I've told the story so many times. We went to the Texas sale to get a Louisiana bred, but Lonnie's pick was against sort of our main plan, and he wanted the Kentucky bred, and so we got in a little bit of a, I call it a bidding war for Cobalt. We never thought he was going to go as high as what he did, and he ended up going for 70,000. And from day one, I got pictures going back. Lonnie was always high on him, and always Lonnie's key word was he was always intelligent. For about 6 months of just high praise on Cobalt, but it was always about his intelligence. I joked Lonnie one day at Evangeline or at Copper Crown. I said, Lonnie, please just tell me he's fast. That's the key thing an older wants to hear. But as we got started, he broke his maiden on a wet track, and then we went to go to Kentucky Downs. And honestly, Lonnie likes going and I like going, and we love the money. So as you go there, you do have an opportunity to cash in big. So we drew into the $1 million race, and there he ran fourth. And Lonnie was very excited. You saw that look in his eye like we might have a good horse. So we tried the turf again at Keeneland, and he ran a good race, and it was a lot of good horses in both races. Actually, Tistastic won the $1 million race there at Kentucky Downs, and we're meeting them again in a few days. And so Lonnie really got very high on him, but we still did not have any Kentucky Derby dreams. So then we went into the John Lafitte at Delta, and we won that, and he veered out into the stretch, and I was there. And so still no Kentucky Derby dreams. It's like, hey, this horse is going to pay for himself. That's a key thing in our operation. This is where they can make a little bit of pay for themselves. And then we usually, if we can do good in the John Lafitte, we choose fairgrounds or, and we have started going to Oaklawn. So Lonnie says, I want to take him to Oaklawn. I said, well, Lonnie, if you're going to Oaklawn, it's not too far, to the Oklahoma City and the Springboard Mile, so we settled on that. And that's the only race of Cobalt's that I was not able to attend because I had a horse the next day at Champions Day in Fairgrounds, and I couldn't get the flights to coincide so that I could get both races. And he raced around 11 o'clock at night, and we woke up the whole hotel where we were at that night because that was a very big race. And then we started really thinking. And so Lonnie had put on his radar the Southwest, and then he called me, and he calls me Rob, and he says, Rob, they told me that the Smarty Jones is maybe not going to come up quite as tough as they thought. And I said, well, Lonnie, let me look at it real quick. So I pulled up the nominations, and I said, Lonnie, if these certain horses that you're saying are not coming, it looks like a good race for Cobalt. And so Lonnie put him in the Smarty Jones, and there again, he won another one, and as a small outfit, people just got to realize if we would have just gotten one Kentucky Derby point, we would have been excited. Like, just, hey, we can read the articles and see our name just with a point. So to have 20 points was, out of this world. And so as the Rebel was the next thing that Lonnie wanted to point to, I'm calling my sister to fly in from North Carolina. I'm getting my mother ready. She's riding up with me. My stepson is riding up with me. I tell my brother, get ready to make the 10-hour drive from Alabama. We need, as a family, to be here at the Rebel. And so as we're sitting at the table at the Rebel, I'm explaining to my family the point system. And I said, this race means everything. If we get fourth or fifth, we're not going to have enough points to be in the Derby, and then we're going to be scrambling or searching or where do we go next. But I said, if we win this, it gets us the points that we need. And so the Rebel win, as we won it, and that was just a great ride by Juan Vargas. We knew we were in the Derby, and then it's just been very enjoyable since then. So,
has it been what you thought it would be like to be part of all?
To a degree, yes. We, the in all those races and spending the time with Lonnie, it has been wonderful.
How many horses do you have at the racetrack?
I have two primary trainers, both in Louisiana, Lonnie and Jay Gelner, and I have about 20 with each one.
So you've got a good-sized operation for an owner.
Yes, Secret Faith was a very good horse in Louisiana. She's won 6 out of 8. And Blue Fire is going to be in the 8 Bells this week, and Blue Fire beat her Champions Day, and we come back and beat Blue Fire at Delta, so they had a good Louisiana bred rivalry, and she's a very good horse. And then on Friday we have Cool Cowboy in the Bachelor Stakes at Oaklawn. So we've had a lot of regional success, just not a lot of success in the bigger races here in Kentucky.
You're going to get some operations that don't think anything about spending $500,000, even $1 million for a horse. And it's such a numbers game. Some of these guys will start out with, 50 or many more 2-year-olds. So just to get here with your $70,000 purchase that you bought to try to get to Kentucky Downs.
Yes, and 70 was way above our budget. Lonnie thought he was going to go between 20 and 40, so for me to go to 70, a lot of it was based on because Cobalt was at the end of the sale, and if I didn't get Cobalt, I wasn't going to be able to get Lonnie a horse. So, but God just blesses us, and he fell at the right spot, and I wanted to get him. So, but yes, we're not an operation that can go out there and get those $500,000 horses. We're trying to buy, a modest horse and hope that through the regional market he can pay for himself.
So this could literally be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
I believe this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and that's what I keep telling my family, and that's the way that we're approaching it. Because looking at the 2-year-olds I got next year, a lot of them are fillies. You just don't, now one could pop up and do very good, but to get to this level, we are definitely treating as once in a lifetime.
And you live where in Alabama?
Thomasville. It's in southwest Alabama, and it's about 2 hours from Mobile, 2 hours from Montgomery, and it's mostly timber and white-tailed deer hunting is what that area is known for.
Are you in the timber business?
No, I'm in the grocery business, and me and my brother have a total of 8 stores. And in a few stores we have other partners, but there's a total of 8 grocery stores. Now there's one that's named Superfoods, okay, and the others go by Food Outlet. And we locate in towns where there's a Walmart, and then there's a need for one other store, and that's sort of our niche in the grocery business.
Tell me a little, you were talking about modest horse, you kind of have a modest trainer. He's just so relaxed and down to earth. Tell me a little bit about Lonnie and how you kind of got hooked up with him.
When we got into racing 13 years ago, we had zero knowledge, never been to a race, and so as me and my brother, we knew that we were probably going to want to race in Louisiana just because of driving. And so we went to a training center called Copper Crown, and the owner was showing us different trainers, and we expressed to him that we wanted someone that was honest and someone that would take care of people that did not have any knowledge. And so he really pointed us towards Lonnie, and from day one we just really enjoyed, I would even say love being with Lonnie. My whole family loves Lonnie, and he's just the most wonderful person. And anytime that we can get a good horse, we're so happy for him. But to be able to share this with Lonnie is so wonderful for my family.
Can you even imagine actually winning the Derby?
You lay in at night and you think, and now I will say this, we're here to enjoy it, but we are also here to win. Lonnie's making a plan now. I don't know if we can do it, but if we did do it, it would be wonderful. But it does, in your dreams and in your thoughts, you do see the move that Juan makes on the horse that gives us the ability to win the race.